Hello, everyone. Welcome back. This is a basic text. We're still in chapter 4, and we're on to step 8. Oh, I am John Clayton. I'm a recovering drug addict and alcoholic. Welcome to my channel. Step 8. We made a list of all persons we had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. Step 8 is the test of our newfound humility. Our purpose is to achieve freedom from the guilt that we have carried. We want to look the world in the eye with neither aggressiveness nor fear. Are we willing to make a list of all persons we had harmed to clear away the fear and guilt that our past holds up for us? Our experience tells us that we must become willing before this step will have any effect. The eighth step is not easy. It demands a new kind of honesty about our relations with other people. The eighth step starts the process of forgiveness. We forgive others, possibly we are forgiven. And finally, we forgive ourselves and learn how to live in the world. By the time we reach this step, we have become ready to understand rather than to be understood. We can live and let live easier when we know the areas in which we owe amends. It seems hard now, but once we have done it, we will wonder why we did not do it long ago. We need some real honesty before we can make an accurate list. In preparation to make the 8-step list, it is helpful to define harm. One definition of harm is physical or mental damage. Another definition of harm is inflicting pain, suffering, or loss. The damage may be caused by something that is said, done, or left undone. Harm can result from words or actions, either intentional or unintentional. The degree of harm can range from making someone feel mentally uncomfortable to inflicting bodily injury or even death. Excuse me. The eighth step presents us with a problem. Many of us have difficulty admitting that we caused harm for others because we thought we were victims of our addiction. Avoiding this rationalization is crucial to the eighth step. We must separate what was done to us from what we did to others. We cut away our justification and our ideas of being a victim. We often feel that we only harmed ourselves, yet we usually list ourselves last, if at all. This step is doing the legwork to repair the wreckage of our lives. It will not make us better people to judge the faults of another. It will make us feel better to clean up our lives by relieving ourselves of guilt. By writing our list, we can no longer deny that we caused harm. We admit that we hurt others directly or indirectly through some action, lie, broken promises, or neglect. We make our list or take it from our fourth step and add an additional people as we think of them. We face this list honestly and openly examine our faults so we can become willing to make amends. Excuse me. In some cases, we may not know the persons that we have wronged, while using anyone that we contacted was at risk. Many members mentioned their parents, spouses, children, friendly lovers, other addicts, casual acquaintances, co-workers, employers, teachers, landlords, and total strangers. We may also place ourselves on this list because while practicing our addiction, we have slowly been killing ourselves. We may find it beneficial to make a separate list of people to whom we owe financial amends. As with each step, we must be thorough. Most of us fall short of our goals more often than we exceed them. At the same time, we cannot put off completion of this step just because we are not sure that our list is complete. We are never finished. The final difficulty in working the eighth step is separating it from the ninth step. Projections about actually making amends can be a major obstacle both in making the list and in becoming willing. We do this step as if there were no ninth step. We do not even think about making the amends, but just concentrate on exactly what the eighth step says. Make a list and become willing. The main thing this step does for us is to help build an awareness that little by little we are gaining new attitudes about ourselves and how we deal with other people. Listening carefully to other members share their experiences regarding this step can relieve any confusion that we may have about writing our list. Also, our sponsors may share with us how step 8 worked for them. Asking questions during a meeting can give us the benefit of group conscience. The eighth step offers a big change from a life dominated by guilt and remorse. Our futures are changed because we don't have to avoid those who we have harmed. As a result of this step, we receive a new freedom that can end isolation. As we realize our need to be forgiven, we tend to be more forgiving. At least we know that we are no longer intentionally making life miserable for people. The eighth step is an action step. Like all the steps, it offers immediate benefits. We are now free to begin our amends in the ninth step. Wow. Yeah, that was the eighth step. So we're on to the ninth step, or step 9. We may direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. This step should not be avoided. If we do, we are reserving a place in our program for relapse. Pride, fear, and procrastination often seem an impossible barrier. They stand in the way of progress and growth. The important thing is to take action and to be ready to accept the reactions of those persons we have harmed. We make amends to the best of our ability. Timing is an essential part of this step. We should make amends when the opportunity presents itself, except when to do so will cause more harm. Sometimes we cannot actually make the amends. It is neither possible nor practical. In some cases, amends may be beyond our means. We find that willingness can serve in the place of action where we are unable to contact the person that we have harmed. However, we should never fail to contact anyone because of embarrassment, fear, or procrastination. We want to be free of our guilt, but we don't wish to do so at the expense of anyone else. We, we might run the risk of involving a third person or some companion from our using days who does not wish to be exposed. We do not have the right or the need to endanger another person. It is often necessary to take guidance from others in these matters. We recommend turning our legal problems over to lawyers and our financial or medical problems to professionals. Part of learning how to live successfully is learning when we never where we sorry is learning successfully is learning where when we need help. In some old relationships, an unresolved conflict may still exist. We do our part to resolve our conflicts by making our amends. We want to step away from further antagonisms and ongoing resentments. In many instances, we can only go to the person and humbly ask for understanding or past wrongs. Sometimes this will be a joyous occasion when old friends or relatives prove willing to let go of their bitterness. Contacting someone who is still hurting from the burn of our misdeeds can be dangerous. Indirect amends may be necessary where direct ones would be unsafe or endanger other people. We make our amends to the best of our ability. We try to remember that when we make amends, we are doing it for ourselves instead of feeling guilty and remorseful. We feel relieved about our past. We accept that it was our actions that caused our negative attitude. Step 9 helps us with our guilt and helps others with their anger. Sometimes the only amend we can make is to stay clean. We owe it to ourselves and to our loved ones. We are no longer making a mess in society as a result of our using. Sometimes the only way we can make amends is to concentrate to society. Jeez, sorry. Now we are helping ourselves and other addicts to recover. This is a tremendous amend to the whole community. In the process of our recovery, we are restored to sanity, and part of sanity is effectively relating to others. We less often view people as a threat to our security. Real security will replace the physical ache and mental confusion that we have experienced in the past. We approach those we have harmed with humility and patience. Many of our sincere well wishes may be reluctant and to accept our recovery as real. We must remember the pain that they have known. In times, many miracles will occur. Many of us who were separated from our families succeed in establishing relationships with them. Eventually, it becomes easier for them to accept the change in us. Clean time speaks for itself. Patience is an important part of our recovery. The unconditional love we experience will rejuvenate our will to live, and each positive move on our part will be matched by an unexpected opportunity. A lot of courage and faith goes into making an amend, and a lot of spiritual growth results. We are achieving freedom from the wreckage of our past. We will want to keep our house in order by practicing a continuous personal inventory in step 10. Let's carry on. We'll go with step 10. We continue to take personal inventory, and when we were wrong, promptly admitted it. Step 10 frees us from the wreckage of our present. If we do not stay away, sorry, if we do not stay aware of our defects, they can drive us into a corner that we can't get out of clean. One of the first things we learn in Narcotics Anonymous is that if we use, we lose. By the same token, we won't we won't experience as much pain if we can avoid the things that cause us pain. Continuing to take a personal inventory means that we form a habit of looking at ourselves, our actions, attitudes, and relationships on a regular basis. We are creatures of habit and are vulnerable to our old ways of thinking and reacting. At times, it seems easier to continue the old rut to self-destruction than to attempt a new and seemingly dangerous route. We don't have to be trapped by our old patterns. Today, we have a choice. The 10th step can help us correct our living problems and prevent their recurrence. We examine our actions during the day. Some of us write about our feelings, explaining how we felt and what part we might have played in any problems which occurred. Did we cause someone harm? Do we need to admit that we were wrong? If we find difficulties, we make an effort to take care of them. When these things are left undone, they have a way of festering. This step can be a defense against the old insanity. We can ask ourselves if we are being drawn into old patterns of anger, resentment, or fear. Do we feel trapped? Are we setting ourselves up for trouble? Are we too hungry, angry, lonely, or tired? Are we taking ourselves too seriously? Are we judging our insides by the outside appearance of others? Do we suffer from some physical problem? The answer to these questions can help us deal with the difficulties of the moment. We no longer have to live with the feeling that we have a hole in the gut. A lot of our grief, concerns, and major difficulties come from our inexperience with living without drugs. Often, when we ask an old-timer what to do, we are amazed at the simplest of the answers. The 10th step can be a pressure relief valve. We work this step while the day's ups and downs and are still fresh in our minds. We list what we have done and try not to rationalize our actions. This may be done in writing at the end of the day. The first thing we do is stop. Then we take the time to allow ourselves the the allow ourselves the privilege of thinking. We examine our actions, reactions, and motives. We often find that we've been doing better than we've been feeling. This allows us to examine our actions and admit fault before things get any worse. We need to avoid rationalizing. We promptly admit our faults, not explain them. We work this step continuously. This is a preventative action. The more we work this step, the less we will need the corrective part of the step. This step is a great tool for avoiding grief before we bring it on ourselves. We monitor our feelings, emotions, fantasies, and actions. By constantly looking at ourselves, we are able to avoid repeating the actions that makes us feel bad. We need this step even when we're feeling good and when things are going well. Good feelings are new to us, and we need to nurture them. In times of trouble, we can try the things that worked during the good times. We have the right to feel good. We have a choice. The good times can also be a trap. The danger is that we may forget that our first priority is to stay clean. For us, recovery is more than just pleasure. We need to remember that everyone makes mistakes. We will never be perfect. However, we can accept ourselves by using 10 step or step 10. By continuing a personal inventory, we are set free in the here and now from ourselves and the past. We no longer justify our existence. This step allows us to be ourselves. Wow, yeah, okay, well, we'll leave it there. Yeah, it's one thing about, like, I did 2 sets of steps when I was still in treatment. And, and it's kind of interesting because part of the first set I did with my sponsor, and then I ended up finishing them without my sponsor, which you're not supposed to do. And then the second set, I started again with my sponsor, and again the same thing. But out of the steps, I have a big appreciation for step 10 because in the book with the steps, there's an actual list, which is almost like a checkoff list, where you can look back at your day and examine, you know, did I say something to somebody today that maybe I shouldn't have, or that I should make an amends for, or did I do something to somebody today, or whichever. I mean, I suppose in a sense, a good thing for me is that, since on a regular day-to-day basis, I don't have people to hang out with anymore, so I don't have an opportunity to say something that maybe I shouldn't have, but since I have a hard time talking to people as it is anyway, I don't really put myself in that position anymore. Um, Thank you, everybody, for joining me today. I would love it if you wanted to join my community and hit like and subscribe. Um, if you want to leave a comment, share a story, or just say hi or say whatever, it'd be awesome. So, thank you again. We'll see you all soon.